News from Radiance is The Wild Child, number 154 in the Radiance range, and the fifth François Truffaut film to make it into the Radiance collection. Now, I have been hit and miss. Now, I've enjoyed all of Truffaut's films so far to various degrees. Some I have loved, some I have been like, I'm not too sure. It's interesting to see this filmmaker, and I would say the one striking aspect from all five of the films that I've seen in the Radiance range so far is how wildly different each of them are. Now, The Wild Child is from 1970. It's directed by François Truffaut, and it actually stars him as well. And it's all about, in the late 18th century, a feral boy is discovered living in the wild, unable to speak, walk upright, or do things that normal people would be able to do. He has this basic understanding of human behaviour, kind of, but only what he sees from afar. He's taken to Paris and he falls under the care of Dr. Jean Ettard, who patiently and somewhat compassionately, until frustration gets in, tries to educate and civilise him. It's a kind of profound exploration of what it truly means to be human.
Vous croyez pouvoir faire quelque chose pour lui?
Oui, je voudrais tenter de faire son éducation. C'est mon désir et j'y pense depuis que j'ai découvert son existence en lisant le journal des débats. Mais pour cela, il faudrait que l'administration me confie complètement la garde de cet enfant.
Now, I really like this one. It's a quick runtime, under 90 minutes. It's impactful, it's got some nice moments, and it's not particularly a film about plot. Now, we do have a plot of sorts. The young boy who's trying to be re-educated so he can step into society again. He's taken under the wing of Dr. Ettard, a man who's trying to teach him English, teach him how to handle himself with dignity so he can move back into society.
Écoute, fais un peu attention à ce que tu fais.
Bravo!
Who's trying to teach him how to use utensils and dress. Basically, how to teach someone to be a human being again. And it has that whole nature versus nurture ethos going on all around about it. Whether language, empathy, reason arises from birth or from connection and culture. And I feel that it's a really interesting way to tackle this without outright saying it. And I think the film flip-flops between both of these arguments really well throughout the film.
Victor, apporte-moi les ciseaux. Victor! Non, Victor, ce n'est pas ce que je voulais.
One of the things I really liked about that was Dr. Ettard, who has this really interesting story. He reads about this boy, he decides, I want to help, I want to understand, I want to try and do something that's really worthwhile. And he tries to teach him how to, speak, how to act, how to dress, how to use various items. And it's methodical. It is frustrating. There is compassion. There is brutality. It all comes out throughout this. There is a frustration in Ettard trying to teach the boy something and the boy unable to learn, and the frustration that comes with that, and the trying to manoeuvre to teach it in a different way to make things a little bit more complicated when they are picking up things. The frustrations of the boy who's in this world where he doesn't understand how people are trying to communicate with him. Things are done by force. He is forcibly dressed so he can understand what clothes are. They withhold certain items, trying to force him to interact and ask for them, when that's not his nature. It's not the way he's been known how to do things, how to get things. It's wonderfully kind of staged, and it feels very human as well.
C'est toi, Victor.
And although it's not something that's very melodramatic or full of gimmicks, it just feels it feels like honest observation. And I think that's what captured me most. And the performances were really great. The narration and pacing was really good. It's a quick film. It doesn't outstay its welcome. It just gives you a snapshot of a situation. I liked this one. It wasn't what I expected. It turned out to be one of the Truffaut ones that I kind of like more than some of the others. Not as good as Small Change or The Bride Or Black, but better than Adele H and Mississippi Mermaid. So there we have it, The Wild Child. So let's dive into the disc, have a look at the extras. Here we are in the disc for The Wild Child. Let's go to the special features. First up, we have François Truffaut. In this archival interview conducted in Auvergne on the set of The Wild Child, François Truffaut discusses the film's relationship to facts and documentary, originally broadcast in French television in January 1970. This is just a quick sort of talking head on set about the film, about the inspiration and why he chose this as his next picture. Next we have François Truffaut and Lucien Malson. Interviewed on L'Envie du Dimanche, François Truffaut talks about being inspired to make The Wild Child after coming across a book on the phenomenon by writer and journalist Lucien Malson, who is also present to discuss his own work, originally broadcast on French television in October 1969, and this runs for 9 minutes 49 seconds. Great conversation, although a little bit too brief, as they just talk about, Truffaut talks about his discovery of the text and how it inspired him to try and make this film, how it was a really tough film to get going and get the story nailed down as well. Next we have Jeanette Vincendou. Critic and author Jeanette Vincendou discusses The Wild Child in the context of François Truffaut's career, his personal connection to the story and the film's mysterious quality, filmed exclusively for Radiance in October 2025, and it runs for 18 minutes 51 seconds, and it's a really interesting piece talking about the text that inspired the film, the fact that François Truffaut decided to play the main character and the young boy involved with it, and the kind of idea that really sparked within Truffaut for this film. There is a trailer and there is a booklet included with this release, which runs for 44 pages. There are several articles in this one. I think one of the things that I really love is a telegram to François Truffaut from Alfred Hitchcock. It's only a few lines, but it's just funny. It shows the kind of whimsical nature of Hitchcock and the relationship between the two, which I thought was terrific. That's the extras for The Wild Child. There we have it, The Wild Child. I would love to know what you think of this one. Do you love it, hate it? Where do you think it falls in Truffaut's filmography? Let me know in the comment box below whether you loved it, hated it, or feel somewhere in the middle. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.